So I didn't originally intend to be a nanny. Originally, I intended to be on Broadway. Hi friends, it's Vita Day 8 now, I think. Yes. I'm recording a couple of these today because I missed the last 2 days because life was just all lifey on me. But I'm still determined to do the thing, and so, hi. How's it going? I'm back. Today I just wanted to tell you kind of what's on my brain, and the thing that I thought of today was my nannying story. I wanted to tell you how I became a nanny. I came to Pittsburgh. For those of you who don't know, I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a fantastic city, and I love it, and it's wonderful, and I came here for a theater degree. I went to university for theater. I graduated in 2006 with a degree in musical theater and a minor in stage management, and I fully intended on moving to New York City and pursuing the whole theater dream thing. So I was doing some shows, I was singing a lot, I was getting into different circles of choirs and that kind of thing, but as a struggling young adult, I needed to make rent. I needed to make money. I grew up in a single parent household, so I had to make my way through college. I didn't have a lot of money, and I still don't have a lot of money, but I kind of had to make my own way, so I couldn't move to New York City right away. So about 6 months after I had graduated college, I needed a job, and I have had, at that point, a lot of experience with kids. I babysat since I was 12 years old, and I like kids, and kids like me. And so I thought, okay, I'll get my child clearances and my FBI clearances and go work at the daycare that's right down the street from my apartment. So in the fall of 2006, I started working at a preschool that was right down the block from my apartment, and didn't pay very much, but it was a good job, and the people were nice, and the kids were great, and I met a lot of really great people from there. And I was still doing theater at night. I was still singing and doing that stuff at night, and I just wasn't making enough money as a preschool teacher. And so after 2 years of being with them, I asked around to the parents in the classroom where I taught. And I said, I'm looking for a nannying job. I just need more flexibility and better pay and all of that stuff. And as luck would have it, one of the families who had their daughter in my preschool classroom had a good friend who had just had a baby. So my friend set me up with her friend. I went in for an interview with the woman that I now work for and who is now my family. And at first I was potentially going to be doing part-time for their family and part-time for another family, because originally they didn't necessarily want a full-time nanny. But I was going to have to do a lot of commuting, and that wasn't necessarily what I wanted, so I really was looking for a full-time position. The week after I interviewed, I talked with the woman that I work for now on the phone, and I was telling her, I might not be able to be that available for you because I'm going to have to be commuting to this other neighborhood for another family, and I didn't have a car because my car had broken down, and she said, well, would you like to come work full-time for me? And I thought, number one, she was in my neighborhood where I was at the time. Number two, she was really nice. I thought we got along well, and the baby was super cute. The baby was only, who was big sister, was only about 8 weeks at the time. And I thought, the pay was competitive and it seemed like a good job. And so I had quit my preschool teaching job at the beginning of that fall of the school year, and I think I was unemployed for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And then I started part-time with the family I work for a couple weeks because the mom was still on maternity leave. And then I started full-time when the baby was, 12, 13 weeks. And I've been more than full-time ever since. And it's been almost 8 years now that I've been with the same family, and I've done theater and choirs and things like that on the sides too. I've still done a lot of singing. I've still done a lot of theater and stuff like that. But being a nanny is something that I never expected to do and never expected to love as much as I do. There's a little quote that I really love. It says, "Sometimes on the way to the dream, you get lost and find a better one." And that's kind of what I feel like my nanny life is. So that's my nanny story. Sorry if it was a little rambly. I would love to hear your nanny stories, or your parenting stories, how you came to be a nanny or parent, especially if you didn't think you were going to be. I kind of like how things just work out the way they work out sometimes. It's interesting to see how life goes. And if you have any other questions for me, leave those below too, or you can tweet me at OneChelsea Morning, or send me a message at Practical Poppins on Instagram. I hope you all had a great day, evening, afternoon, and thanks so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye. Now, most experts are calling stubbornness strong-willedness. So instead of having a stubborn child, you have a strong-willed child, which is just kind of a more polite way of saying stubborn, I guess.